All right, guys, so I wanted to do a quick update. As you can see, I ended up getting rid of the B6000 and got something a little more modern. I went with the B6100. So I'm going to be posting another video here shortly, actually showing this in action, but just giving you guys a rundown of why I feel this is a superior machine than the B6000. So for starters, as you can see, it is a little more modern. It has a little more feature comforts that adds to the machine. The biggest thing that the main reason why I ended up getting this was because the PTO actually spins the correct way. It spins clockwise instead of counterclockwise. You could get the PTO reverser, but the big thing with that is they're $1,200. And when I bought the machine, this B6000, for $1,900. So again, it just wasn't, price-wise, it wasn't really worth it for me. So some other big differences between the 6000 and the 6100. The 6100 is rated at 400 pounds at the rear to be able to lift up. Now I have had close to that on the B6000, but the front end didn't even touch the ground. I do have 3 of the suitcase weights, but still, you almost needed somebody to stand on it. Now with this one, I do have the front PTO, which there's no way that weighs as much as the 3 suitcase weights, but it just has such a more firm footprint on the ground. So some other quick specs. The wheelbase on the B6100 is 49 inches. The overall length is 76.6 inches. Width is 38.4, and the height is 44.6 inches. Ground clearance, which is important, especially with what I'm doing, roughly is 10 inches. Now that's at the transmission case. The front PTO drastically reduces that. It hangs down a good bit lower. So I am going to be taking that off here shortly. I do not, I don't plan on running anything off the front PTO. I have access to other tractors that would allow me to do that. But I think last year we had less than 2 inches of accumulation of snow. So that would be the only thing I would have thought would have been a snow blower. But at this time, I'm just not going to, I'm not going to get that. Engine size. This is really where it shines compared to the B6000. The B6000 is a 2-cylinder diesel. This is a 3-cylinder. You'll hear people say that the 2-cylinder does have a little bit more low-end grunt, a little low-end power. I guess I can kind of say I agree, but with the extra horsepower on this and the low-range gears, you really cannot tell. But this thing has 14 horsepower compared to 10.5 on the B6100, or excuse me, on the B6000 only has 10.5. And that to me is the deciding factor of why I ended up going with this. All right, this particular model, I ended up getting this locally off of a guy who had it for the last 16 years. He bought it with roughly, I think he said 700 hours on it. It now has 2,590 hours. After speaking to some of the Kubota dealerships, they said that 5,000 to 7,500 hours are realistic, the range that these engines are good for. And if you do get to that time, as long as the maintenance is up, they're going to go a lot further. Another cool thing about the B6100 is if the engine starts to lose power or it does just fail altogether, you have options. Now you can pay roughly $1,000 to get the engine overhauled, or you can actually upgrade this engine to the D750 engine, which is what's in the B7100. And I've also seen some forums where you can go as high as putting a 19 horsepower motor in this. So that will be my plan down the road. Maybe more of a project, project in the winter months. But what I really wanted the reason why I picked this one over the 7100 is because it has a smaller footprint. The 7100s, they are more, you see a lot more of them. I'd say there's probably 15 to 1 if you search online. But I wanted something that had a little smaller wheelbase, so I can go back through the woods when I need to. And knowing that I can upgrade the motor and have the same horsepower as the B6100 in a smaller compact version, that to me makes this one the hands down winner.